probably gotta change my name.
Hold on, man. Let me get this all situated before I start.
Can you go by Markel Grady today? You're not going by Red Pill?
I don't know what he's going as. What's he doing?
You going as Markel Grady today, not Red Pill?
Look, man, every time I start one of these videos, I have to change it manually. It doesn't automatically just set as Red Pill.
Are we live or are we just talking?
Yeah, we're live, man. I had to start like right. I had a time limit, man. You took too long. We waited.
Man, you say 9.
No,
you say you start at 9. 8:30, really?
Yeah.
My bad. I was wondering why you were blowing me up. I was like, what's happening?
It's all good. It's all good.
I wasn't gonna flake on you though. I wasn't gonna flake on you. Don't worry.
You're good, man. It's good. I always start late anyway. I have a bad habit of starting shit. You know, I'm getting better. Okay,
live this here. Gives more time to talk their shit. You know.
Oh yeah, we will. We didn't get a chance to, but it was my bad. Like I was watching the Warriors game, so you know.
What's the score right now, man?
I don't even want to know.
Damn,
I don't want to know.
Not right now.
I'm just glad we made the playoffs, man. Honestly, I'm just glad we made the playoffs.
You know, man. Like that's all that matters to me right now. We made it to the playoffs. I'm just like, cool. All right, we got there. We made it.
57-56.
What was it?
It's 57-56 Warriors.
Hey, let's go. Let's go, coach.
That's so close. That's so close. So that's too close. Too close.
Man, I started using this different shampoo and conditioner from Whole Foods. It made my hair super curly. I mean, it's naturally curly, but this is like, it's like all curls right now. I don't know what to do with this.
Womanize.
Yeah, womanize.
Start womanizing.
I mean,
who's gonna stop you, bro? Who's gonna stop you? They can't tell you. How are they gonna know?
Man, it be like that sometimes. I guess
it do be like that sometimes. I do agree. It do be like that sometimes.
So I got the beanie on right now. And I'm like in that awkward in between stage.
Yo, you look like one of the old '90s MCs on music video, ready to drop some flow or something.
Oh,
my guy coming in hot with the
cream.
No, I'm talking Markel.
He do. He look like a rapper.
MC Red Pill. It should be episode MC Red Pill.
Look at MC Red Pill.
You can't do it right without. Oh, let me close my door.
Yeah.
All right. So, I got my Warriors gear on. I know you guys don't see on the audio version, but if you're watching the video, I'm waiting. I'm patiently waiting. All these Laker fans are gonna be talking their shit. All the dudes from all my friends from SoCal talking their shit. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't give a fuck. Warriors gonna win. Let's go.
Oh, you fixed the button?
I did. Let's go. I'm gonna take a cheers for that, motherfucker. All right. But yeah, appreciate you guys coming on, man. It is Happy White Day Wednesday. Gotta do my little swig of beer.
Tuesday.
I mean, it don't really get me tipsy, but you know.
Instagram, you live streaming under yours, under the white.
Under mine. I change it. I change it up, man. I know.
Keep them on their toes.
Keep people on their toes, man. We don't know when we're gonna start. Okay. But yeah, so I see you on. All right, guys. Oh, before I start, do I do the air horn? Okay. All right, here we go. All right. Start this episode off, guys. It is relationship and balancing. What's up, twins? What's up, twins? From my buddy from Twitch.
Hot Twins. I was like, did somebody go back to Hot Twins?
Hot Twins? The who?
Hot Twins. Stupid.
You gotta like look over the camera and shit like they do.
I mean, you know, everyone's got their own little thing. Let me move this way so like you could see me. Relationship and balancing, guys. All right, I know we talk. Yeah, the balance of it. You know, I want to talk about a lot of different things. One being, I don't know shit about relationships. So you guys know more about it than
Man.
I do.
You talking to the right guy. Cool.
Second.
I've been in some, boy.
I know we talked about like 50-50. Damn, you drink. Damn. D nice. Whoa, damn, you thirsty? You ain't even Thursday yet, bro. What you
Hey,
doing?
man, you gotta drink a gallon and a half of this.
Damn.
Keep nice.
Damn. My bad.
Keep
my
skin
bad.
popping, you know?
Yo, my bad. My bad. All right, man. Shit.
All of a sudden, I felt a little bit insecure with my low glass of water over here. Like,
Real man.
Maybe I should text my twin real quick. Yo,
real men drink these kind of waters.
Man, we need more water over here. But,
hey, man, you gotta keep the skin nice, you know? Drink
man.
Drink that.
See, look at that. Yeah, you got the Jerry curl going on. Be nice, something like that.
He said Jerry curls, man.
all kinds of the S curl.
The S curl.
It's a shampoo, man. I swear.
Right. So this week's episode, I think, as Dante trying to say, is about balancing. And I think because we're all single here, right?
Yeah.
Let's say balancing dating with life, right? Anything that's not dating, balancing that with dating, right?
Yes,
if you're a guy,
I love it.
If you're a guy or a lady, you most likely you have your career and or job, right? Sometimes you might have two jobs because one's your future career and one's your current job. So career, you have your family, you have your health that you have to manage, and you have your me time. And then on top of that, you're supposed to go find your fucking soulmate. It's a lot going on. And so I just want to know, how do you guys balance it all?
Oh yeah, I see.
Well, I mean, Dante's the one that mediates, so he should be the one that goes first.
Oh, me? Okay. Hold
yeah.
on.
You know what?
I'm just saying.
I love that idea, Dante.
I'm just saying. It's this podcast, right?
How do you balance managing the podcast?
This is bigger than me, man. This is bigger than me, guys.
Kicking it with your homies, and then still trying to find that true romantic love. How do you do it?
I'm not even trying to look for it. Hold on, let me charge on my computer.
That would have been the perfect time for that sound.
But I'm patient.
All right. Okay. Had to charge it up, man. I need to move a little bit over here, man. People can see the Wide Date logo, man. All right? If you guys can see it. Anyways.
Dante's lagging on the answer.
Am I?
Yeah. I said, Dante, you lagging on the answer, bro.
I thought it was like lagging on computer. I was like, what? No. Not today. All right.
How do you balance it, man? How
do you balance it and still keep this? I mean, I really don't know how to balance it, really. I kind of I try to stick to one thing at a time. I don't try to do multiple things at once. If things are going to make me better, like say if I want to focus on something financially, I focus on that. You know what I mean? One at a time and get to a good part where I feel comfortable, where I can do something else. You know, like where it involves like my spirituality. You know what I mean? I try to keep it all at the same minimum. You know, I mean, I've realized before my time, before, you know, my 20s, when I was like juggling like different women and stuff like that, how stressful it was to balance that shit and go to work. That's like more like a relationship. That was hard. But I think it just requires me to just do one thing at a time, man, and not try to put my hands in too many things. You know, like I'm a 1%er, like not 1%, but I'm 100% at one thing at a time. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And a relationship is gonna be tough because that could be hard because you're a woman's. If you're with a woman, you know, with a woman, she expects that same kind of energy. You know what I mean? They want 100% out of you. I'm not willing to give it up yet.
Honestly,
not fully yet.
I've been in a place where I've been willing to give it up, and they only give me 50. So I feel it. Right? So it's tough, man. I mean, if they understand they got other stuff to do and other avenues, they understand the process. Eventually, your other things may come down. You might have to drop down a certain percentage of certain things that you're doing. Right? When you get to a certain level, you can kind of just relax it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
So relax. Never take your foot off the gas.
Oh well, just a little bit, half.
No, never take your foot off the gas.
I mean,
gas pedal.
You need brakes at some point.
It's called sleep.
Sleep? Yeah, no. Sleep is something we barely even do anyway.
Man.
Yeah.
How many of y'all really get a really full 8-hour sleep?
Oh, I got to get a 7 to 8, man.
7. See, I'm saying, how many like you guys really actually do? You do it all the time?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty good at it. Just
Yeah.
these nights I don't.
Yeah.
But besides these nights, I usually do.
Talk about every night you go on 100%, like 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours all day. Like you are
I'm
scheduled
pretty
to.
good
good
at
now. Like
about it.
most nights, I get more than 8 hours.
Yeah. See, some
Yeah,
people
see,
are
I'm kind of beyond that
vampires.
height.
What's up, Joe? Some people are vampires. Like I don't know. I personally
You know-
don't. I don't do that really well. That's probably why I'm like all like bruised and beat up and old.
Honestly, for me, lockdown it made me create a system for myself, especially with dating, because I wasn't really doing it. I was in a relationship for most of lockdown, and then after we broke up, that's when I kind of developed that system, and I was just like, all right, I got my sleep, got to take care of my health, mental, physical, and then it's like, what do I want to do with my career? How am I bettering that? How am I bettering myself as a person? And it's kind of why I choose to only date one person at a time, because I'm juggling all these other things I want to do. If that one person I'm seeing doesn't work, then I can just move on to going on another date or something like that. But for me, at least, I don't have the time to be tossing back 3 or 4 different women and dating them at the same time.
I don't know how people can do it, man. I personally can't.
I don't either. I got too much other shit I'm trying to do.
Well, I think, and this is something I've recently figured out. I've been reading some of my older books on dating and then watching some like the more prominent guys on YouTube and stuff. And one thing that I've definitely came to is like we spend too much time in dating. Like we spend too much time dating, right?
Facts.
And it's kind of like too, like, so think about it. So let's say you're on the dating app, you get 10, 15, matches in a week. Of those 10, 15 matches, you get 3 or 4 numbers. You go out with each one of them the following week, and now you feel like you have to balance them all. But it's like, well, how often do you really have to talk to them?
Yeah.
Like, how available do you really have to be? I mean, if a girl likes you enough to go on a date, she's not going to lose interest if you can talk to her for 2 days.
I mean, the problem with that is that we put our, if we're not doing our energy towards dating, we put our energy towards something else, right?
Right.
Which
That
probably
something
should
else
do
may
anyway.
not be as great as what you're, the dating part, right? Like, let's say like you do certain things, like you're just like, oh, okay, this is weird, right? You put energy towards something else. So what do you suggest for people to put energy towards, like themselves? What is that? What is that?
Oh,
Definitely.
100%. I mean, because let's girls want to date winners. I don't care what they say. Girls want to date a winner. And why wouldn't they? So it's kind of like you should put more time towards being a winner. Maybe she won't get a good morning text every single day because you're busy at the gym. And then she may not get memes online every single day because you're at your job and you're 100% focused on your job. And then you come home, maybe on your way home, if you get stuck in traffic, give her a call. And you talk to her, you tell her about your day, you talk, you schmooze, and you set up the next date, right? The next time you guys are going to meet up, or you tell her, hey, I'm cooking tonight, come over, or whatever. And then you go home and maybe you work on your side hustle a little bit, or you can water your plants, or you just go, you make
plants.
green tea.
Talk about
Hey,
that, man.
Plants is the new wave, man.
Let's talk about plants. No. Hold on. Wait a minute. You're a plant dad now. Let's talk about this whole plant dad thing. You're already a real dad. Now you're a plant dad. What's next, man? What's next for the red pill?
I don't know. I was a real daddy, and then I was a cat daddy, and then now I'm a plant daddy, and I'm just trying to be their daddy. We'll get around to it. We'll get there.
So
what happened was I wanted my room to feel better, if that makes sense. Like, my room was very basic. I read a lot of things. I've been planning to redesign it in a while, and I hadn't. And then I was like, well, you know what? Like, I wanted to add some different textures, different vibes. I went and bought some plants. It was pop up in my store right in front of actually right outside of my store's door. They had pop up for plants. I bought some plants there, and honestly, it's helped out a lot. So I would recommend any guy get plants too.
I do. I got plants. I'm just not like, I'm like a stepdad. Like, I'm there, somewhat in and somewhat out. You know what I mean? I'm not. Cactuses. Yeah. I do the easy plants, where I don't have to put too much effort. I guess that's bad on my end. What do you say?
My problem is that I get a little too invested, man. I'll be focused. I have my my shit going, and then all of a sudden, like when it comes to dating, I get sidetracked and get too invested, and then it's just like, all right, fuck, I had a plan. Now it's just been derailed.
Now the plant's dying. Like, hey.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Well, that's also too. I was watching. I don't know if you guys heard of 21st Convention. 21st Convention. It's just it's a big. You guys should really look that up online. By the way, this is huge. Men's community. They talk about men's health, men's dating, men's business strategies and stuff. It's basically a big convention for men improvement. They have it every year on the East Coast. And I was listening to a talk by John Semez. He has the Bulldog Mindset channel on YouTube. But one of his things was attachment in dating, right? Basically, he was saying, like, you can't have detrimental attachment. You're allowed to be attached. You're allowed to like somebody. You're allowed to be excited. You're allowed to buy them flowers and do all those sweet things. But you have to understand that everything is temporary. I think when we think that hold on to things we're not allowed to hold on to, or that she is ours, and that she's not, because in reality, she's her own independent actor in life and this whole dance and everything. These moving parts to move around. She's an independent actor. She has her own free will, her own desires, her own intentions, right? Like, she's her own person. And when you think you hold on to someone and you just give them more and more of yourself, that's actually unhealthy attachment.
Because that codependent side.
If you guys were in a committed relationship, right? You're in a committed relationship and you were always trying to text her and always trying to talk to her like that might be suffocating. Then you're talking about, well, she needs personal space. Well, she needs that in the beginning too.
Yeah.
You need that in the beginning too. And the way plants kind of ties into is because, like, I think we have more things where it's like phone downtime. I love to have phone downtime. So when I, get a pot of warm water and I put a little bit of soap in there and I clean my fucking plants and stuff like that, it's like I'm not on my phone. I'm not texting girls. I'm not swiping. Actually, I don't even have dating apps on my phone. I don't have a single dating app on my phone.
You still on that break from dating apps?
Are you?
Yeah. I mean, I went back for like 3 days and I had like 30 matches. So I got a couple.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
And what's up, Kim?
Hey, Markel, sidetrack real quick. How'd that
pin
photo
the topic
shoot go?
today? Do I gotta pin it? I'll pin it.
What'd you say again?
How'd that photo shoot go?
Which one?
The one you told us about that you said that they kind of saw your photos and hit you up and said, "Hey, come do a photo shoot for us." It was on a Sunday or something.
Oh, I went into that. Oh, it wasn't really a photo show. It was in the modeling game.
Oh yeah,
I was
modeling game.
This Italian brand had. This Italian brand basically they launched a men's line. They're famous for women's wear. They launched a men's line, and so they wanted a male model to go wear the clothes, basically to kind of talk about the company. And I went. It was great. It's fantastic. I loved it. 10 out of 10 would do again.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, sidetrack there. I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, man. Come on, dude. Sidetrack everything. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, actually, I don't know what I was talking about, man. That train is gone now. That's the station. What were we talking about? Oh, phone down. Yeah, so attachment styles. Definitely like really think about your attachment style. You can be too attached. It's kind of one of those where, like what Dante said, it's like 100% we focus on one thing. When you call her and you're on the phone with her, you're giving her 100% your undivided attention.
Yeah.
As soon as you click, you're on your time doing 100% of what you have to do, right? And never forget, all I can say is this is something that really stuck with me, and it helped me kind of break out of that clingy. I was definitely like that little clingy guy when I was in like high school and stuff. It's, she's gonna like you more if you focus on you. The fruits of your labor are the reason she's really attracted to you. So when you work on being more stoic-minded, she's gonna be attracted to your mental stability. When you focus on your financial gain, she'll like the fact that you're financially stable. When you focus on your physical fitness, she's gonna like the fact that you're physically fit. So you see, like, the more time you spend focused on you, it only contributes to things she's gonna like you for. And what she's going to remember, if you're really present and really funny and genuine when you're with her, is she's gonna miss that so much from those times you're not talking.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I want
For me, it's that
real quick, because this is I was texting Dante earlier, right? I was texting Dante earlier, and I was saying, how can we make dating simpler? Like, how can we simplify it, make it easier? And how do we like basically just mitigate all this BS? I did think of one thing, and I've been trying this out the last couple numbers I've gotten on the dating apps, and it was working. I don't add them on social media.
Actually, I don't do that either because
and they will ask me, and I'll just say, you know what, I'll share it with you later. I feel like it's always weird when you get back to it.
Yeah.
And they don't question it. But like not adding them on social media.
Like they can't find you.
I don't do that either.
They're going to.
Yeah.
But it's different when they're constantly stalking you now. Now they're trying to figure out, what are you doing? What are you doing? Da, da, da. And then there's also this taboo of like, oh, I shouldn't really be looking because he doesn't really want to add me or follow me, right?
Yeah.
But
I take that personal.
Let's say you're on Instagram, you're talking to this girl who's a borderline Instagram baddie, right? She's a borderline baddie. And you're talking, it's funny, when you talk to these girls on the phone, you know for the fact that like they are not who they appear to be online, right? Like, I don't care how many like Drake and Rihanna captions they fucking have. Like, that's not who you are. And what's hilarious is I feel like once you add them on Instagram, then they feel like they have to keep up this facade. I feel like once you add them on Instagram, you just become one of those mini guys who are trying to like get their attention, and they can keep you in this queue of DMs they're going to reply to when they have time.
Dude, I get the why are you posting on Instagram and not responding to me? It's just like, oh my God.
People take that serious,
See,
man.
but that's even better if you don't give it to her. It's she's watching you on Instagram and she can't even say anything about you not to her because she's not supposed to follow you, quote unquote. But think about that for a second. What do you guys think about not sharing socials? Let's say not sharing socials in the first 30 days of getting a number.
I mean,
so
go ahead.
So for me, I talk about stuff that's like more personal to myself on my social media. So I don't bring them into I make sure that I don't bring them into that until they're ready to hear about myself. So yeah, Markel, you follow me on social media. You kind of know what I'm talking about. So
yeah, I follow you too, man.
No, you don't.
I do. I follow you, man. You really you have to put that out there. You understand, Red Pill, because obviously you're the only one that follows. Like, come on, bro. You put me out there. Go ahead. Continue.
I didn't even think of it like that.
Continue, man. I'm triggered, man. I was like, wait, hold on, man. Hold on.
No, but yeah. So that aspect, I make sure that when because I've gotten a lot of, can I follow you on social media? And besides that, or they give the number, and I say no to social media. So either we're gonna continue talking on the app, or we're not at all.
Damn, giving the ultimatum.
I gotta build those boundaries. I gotta have those boundaries, man.
Damn, D Nice, you ain't so nice, man. You like D Meanie.
I was just gonna say,
yeah, you D Meanie out here, man.
I don't know, man. I don't like this new style that people got that, oh, I'll just follow you on social media. It's like, no, motherfucker, give me the number or not.
Damn. Well, what's the age range you go for?
Number, and I've been like unmatched, you know?
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, it's just the way it goes.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy for me. Like, girls flat out say, like, oh, yeah, let's FaceTime. I'm like, oh, well, hold on, wait a minute. Because for me, FaceTime is so weird starting off because I could be doing something else. Like, I don't mind being live stream on here. This is not a problem. Like, I'm focused on this episode. Like, I'm focused on this. But if someone's FaceTiming and they're like talking about like, I don't know, something at work, I'm probably more likely going to tune in like maybe 60% of the time, but I'm doing other things. But they can see that I'm doing other things. I'm just like, oh, shit. I'm not paying attention, right? So it's bad. Like, they can see it in your face and you're not paying. That's why I don't do it. I mean, I feel weird because I have to focus on them fully on the FaceTime. I don't know. That's just a side note.
No, I feel that. Well, I mean,
that's what I've noticed. That's what's been happening lately
too.
For me. Like, they've been really straightforward about that. But I don't know. Maybe it's this new time.
And I don't know. I hate the apps video chat thing, man. That shit like pops up questions for you and everything. It's like, motherfucker, I want to be myself. I don't want all this.
What app does that?
Hinge.
Hinge.
It
Hinge
pops
is
up,
yeah. Hinge.
yeah,
Like, did you guys meet? Did you guys video time it yet? Did you guys talk? Like,
Man,
leave me alone.
it's
Chill.
serious.
Chill.
Like, it's serious.
I'm working on it.
God damn it. We just added each other yesterday.
Yeah.
Hinge be on it though. They be on it with your ass, man. They're like a
Hey.
like a person that's the friend that's hooking you up with another friend, one of their friends and some shit. You guys going on a date yet? Like it's like, man, leave me the fuck alone.
Man,
Man,
there be double dates on Hinge. Like there'll be a girl and
for
say,
real?
I got a friend too. And it's just like,
oh
damn.
shit. Oh.
Man, every time I see that where they're like, it's like two girls, and they're like, oh, we're looking for some. I always make some joke about, well, it's just me, so what are we gonna do? Or like,
I'm only one man.
I always put that boundary of like, well, I'm pretty sure I can handle both. Like, I'm always
Has
gonna
that
put
ever
that boundary.
worked?
It has
Has
not
that ever
worked for
worked?
me yet.
I'm only
Oh.
one man. There's more of me to
But
go
I only
around,
say it, like,
ladies.
3 times, but I'm gonna consistently push that boundary. Like, if you and your friend are on Hinge, and I come across your profile, I'm not bringing a friend. Just put it that way. I'm not bringing a friend. It's just me.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure it out. You
Well,
know.
that's the tricky part. I remember Tinder did that before, where you had like multiple people meeting up. Like
That
one
was
person.
cool though.
Remember that
was
one?
cool, though.
They
Yes,
had-
because when Tinder did that, honestly, I must have went on like 7 or 8 like Tinder dates. Like I get like 3 or 4 of my friends, and she like 3 or 4 of her friends. We had
Yeah.
about
They didn't work out for me. Maybe because the dudes I was with, because the girl will only like one person in that group, but the rest of them already saw the rest of the people in that group. Like, oh,
Man, that's why I don't do that. I
Right?
just do myself. I can't have people around me that's gonna fuck up my
I said,
vibe.
can't y'all like organize and talk to each other? Hey, which one do you want to talk to? Like, don't just
and
like
I
one.
got a homie who knows the program. Get you a
Right.
homie who knows the program.
It's like we gotta communicate before. This is what us guys do in the club. Like, okay, which one we talking? Are
Bruh,
we
every
doing
time
this?
I tell my homie I met somebody, I'm seeing somebody, they're like, she got a friend. Like, no, motherfucker.
But it's like we don't do the same thing that women do in the club. They go to the bathroom and shit, the headquarters. Like we don't
Yeah.
do that shit. We discuss that shit like before the club start. Like, all right, dude, listen, it's gonna be some baddies in here. We need to make sure we don't part. We communicate. You tell your friends to get my friend.
I was
Freaking
thinking
kill
that
him.
in my head,
Someone-
but I didn't say.
My boy Joe said, I think his phone. I think he's talking about you or me. I don't know. He said, I think his phone got an STD with all them hoes. Damn. Damn.
Ooh.
Wow, Donish, they really just came for you, bro.
They came for you.
I mean, I
D-Nice.
guess it is
D
what
Nice.
it
You're the
is, you know?
player.
That was deep meeting.
You've been hanging on us too much,
It's
man.
deep meeting.
You've been hanging around us
Nah,
too much.
man.
We corrupted you, man. You changed.
Nah. I still
like-
say myself, man. I just, I'm more comfortable now.
You're
I
like
guess.
Anakin Skywalker out here, bro. You're like,
Oh, damn.
you were like the chosen one to bring balance to the force.
Shit, I should call myself the chosen one.
You just
Forget
went
D
all
Nice, the chosen
fucking.
one.
I was Qui-Gon Jinn, and then fucking.
Oh man.
I dipped out, like shit.
Nah, just I've been around dudes too much that fuck up your dates, or just like I had one boy back in the day that fucked up a relationship for me. So it's just like I kind of go solo when it comes to dating and being around women and stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's good though, man. I never grew up with
Yeah.
like women. I always grew up with just boys and men. So like when I have now I have sister-in-laws, it's like I learn a little bit more about like certain things that I should have learned back when like when I had a sister. Like you lucky to have a twin, Red Pill, because you kind of get like a little inside scoop, like you know what I mean.
I'll tell you right now, some of the best game I ever got put on was my sister, bro.
Yeah.
I remember the thing that's helped me the most mitigate rejection with cold approach. The thing has helped me the most mitigating rejection with cold approach was, and I'm gonna say this and y'all are gonna be all like, oh, that's so fucking obvious. Well, it wasn't to me, okay? So my sister told me, she's like, if a girl looks at you and you look at her eyes will tell you either you can come and talk to me or you can't, and you got like 2 minutes to do it. That was it. That
2
was
minutes.
it.
Damn.
Like 2 minutes. I always do the eye contact test. Like that is like stupid thing. So when I say cold approach, it's not even all that cold. If I see a girl, if I'm out and about and I see a girl, actually, great example. I got a number at Whole Foods just last week.
Whole Foods.
Right.
Damn.
Whole Foods. So
They look
I was
bougie.
about a tri-tip. So we'll talk about it later. But I was gonna slow smoke a tri-tip in the reverse syrup and I brought it inside. But I got a big tri-tip and I got some steak from Whole Foods, right? It's a good place to get some grass-fed red meat. And so we're standing in line, basically to pick out a steak. I had walked by, I had just gotten some eggs. She looked at me and I looked at her. And we're wearing our masks and shit, but you could tell like right here, like someone's smiling, right? And I give her like that up, down, but I had to make sure I got my kimchi first. I went and got the kimchi, and then I got the sauerkraut.
Oh, she see you eat healthy too. You take care of your body.
100. We're not getting that, but yes.
I saw that. She was like,
right.
oh.
So then I'm getting ready to get in line. I get just right next to her in line. It was funny. I went and stood next to her. There's people behind her, but I went and stood next to her like I knew her. And then I just said, so what are you going to order? And then before she replied, I said, just so you know, there are wrong answers. And then she started like, right? It wasn't even a good line. It was all I had at the time. Fucking doesn't matter number. And that was it. And then I got my tri-tip and I got my steak.
So fellas, if you guys want to go get
you
Mac
and your
on
tri-tip,
Girls,
man.
if you guys are Mac on Girls, go to Whole Foods, get a tri-tip. These are little tips, all right, y'all. This is where you can find love.
Okay, this is where here's the thing. Like, where you meet a woman matters. Where you meet her, and I'm just now figuring this out.
The club ain't the place.
Because if I really knew
this,
if I really knew this, there would be a beautiful lady laying in my bed right now, and there's not, right? So where you meet her matters. It was Alpha Monk who told me this like a year and a half ago. The same girl would tell you no in the mall would tell you yes on the subway.
Ooh.
Like if you meet her online, she's going to sit there on her little online digital throne and she's going to wait for you to make her laugh with Jessica. And then she's going to be like, oh, okay, I'll give him a chance, maybe. And she's just going to pick the first 15 guys she's interested in. And you're all basically doing like a fight to the death, kumite, trying to figure out who's going to get, a chance to her. Where in reality, if she was walking on the street where no one's approaching her, and she doesn't appear to be in a intense hurry, and you walked up and you spit some game and you asked for a number, your chances there are so much higher than if you slid in the DMs online, if you try to swipe right on Tinder, all this stuff, right? Like where you meet her matters so much. And so I have been thinking, I'm not gonna give all the secrets, places that I frequent or I'm going to start frequenting to try and find somebody I could possibly connect with, right? So that part.
So Kim inserted, he said, also, who you meet her, though, matters. Networks are everything, including great automatic filters.
Who you meet her through?
Dating. Yeah, who?
That matters.
Yeah.
That does.
Oh, yeah.
What are you going to say, D-Nice?
I had one experience of meeting someone in the club. She was visiting a friend from LA and she was just kind of chilling, sitting down. She wasn't dancing a lot or nothing. She was just, in her own little space. And so that person kind of like stuck out to me versus somebody that's all up on the dance floor. And I got her number. We dated for about 4 months, but I already knew what it was because she was going back to LA. But there's just a simple idea of her kind of like not being all up in the scene and just kind of chilling in her own space. I was just like, all right, let me approach this one.
What would you do? What happened?
Just like walked up, said, hey, how's it going? How's your night? All that stuff.
Man,
and then
you gotta give us the details, bro.
Dude, I'm like old
scream
school.
And run. What happened?
It was just old. I'm kind of old school with it, man. I just said, hey, how's your night going? She said, good. I said, where are you from? Everything like that. How's the party? And then we just talked for a little bit, and I was just like, hey, is it cool if I get your number and you get together sometime?
Okay.
And then it was dope,
man.
It was dope because I had never dated a girl from LA before her.
That's what's up, D-Nice. That's what's up.
So
that's crazy.
Do we, in the state of California, geographically discriminate? People be like, oh no, they're from SoCal, it's a no-go. Or they're from
SoCal no-go. I'm just if they're a Laker fan, Dodger fan, there are all these other fans, Kings fans.
I don't, but I will say women
serious.
From the South, I have had more successful relationships with than women out here.
Yeah.
It's hard.
No shot to women out here, but just my personal experience.
I mean,
Gina said y'all suck.
I mean,
did not.
okay. I don't knock women from SoCal. Like I actually created pretty cool relationships with a lot of women from SoCal. I actually had really good, really close. I really was feeling a lot of women from SoCal. It's just it's a whole like either I move down there and that's it.
Yeah.
Like there's no they're not coming up here. They're not moving up here. So that's the only method. They're never coming up to the Bay. Like they're never moving up here. Rarely, because they know how expensive as fuck is out here. So you literally have to. But like it's crazy in LA. Like, okay, what's up? What's up, Wee Boogie? All right. So how I know? Angelina. She's from SoCal. She's from SoCal. I'm not knocking you, girl. Like, I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you, girl. Like, SoCal women are cool. Thank you for the subscription, Jay Benitez. What's up, Jay Benitez? All right. I'm not knocking women for SoCal. Okay, it's just it gets pretty brutal when if they're into sports and whatever case it be is like fuck, man, right? But it's just like the women in LA, right? We already know how attractive like a lot of women are LA, right? Like they have LA face, right? Like they're freaking popping out there. A girl at Starbucks can be like,
like an LA 7 is like a 10 anywhere else,
right?
Damn.
Like an LA 7 is like an 11 anywhere else,
right? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
I guess
the standards are so high. Like you can get a girl that's like a 10 in the Bay, right? And she could be like a 5 or 6 in LA working at Starbucks. Like, you know what I mean?
Bay Area 10s are like the most overrated 10s.
Right. I know we go talk about rating. I know we rate y'all, but y'all rate us too. So women rate us men too. So
hey, I never said nothing about rating. I just said I've had more success with women in the South.
Yeah, we're not knocking anybody
like
here.
SoCal or South, like southern states?
I'm talking like New Orleans, Atlanta, Texas.
All the women. All the women a little southern women a little different though, man. Like
Mark, I said this like last time. The Black women I have dated have all been from the South.
Respect.
He said, "We Boogie said SoCal is a different breed."
Oh, they built different, man. They built different.
They are different, man. Bay Area women are a little different, man. But,
people from SoCal survive off like
a lot of the women I met from LA.
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, the women I meet from LA who come up here, like they're very attractive. I'm like, damn, shit, like they like chill, like, oh yeah, it's whatever. Like I'm like, oh, like, damn.
So super funny story. It was 2000. I think it was like it was end of summer 2019, and I was in Sweden, right? And at the time, I made friends with this guy through one of my current girlfriend's friend, right? So me and this guy went to have fika, which is like basically like an after lunch snack. And we ended up going to a bar, and she lived in this town called Örebro. It's like the 5th largest city in Sweden, but it's still really small. And there just happened to be another American in that bar who was from LA.
Wow.
Oh, you're California, right? It was so
hilarious. So he had married a Swedish woman and was going to school there in Sweden, right? And when I tell you, I saw this dude at the corner of my eye, and I was all like, I bet you this dude's from LA. So he had on like this big like gold chain, he had on this black dress shirt, sleeves rolled up, was buttoned all the way down to like mid.
Yeah, they don't dress like that in the Bay.
He did not fit in at all. People there, right? And he's sitting down, and he's like working on something, typing super fast. And then he hears me speaking English, and he goes, "Oh, bro, where are you from? Where are you from?" And I told him, I was like, "Oh, I'm from the Bay." And this guy was the most obnoxious guy. Literally, he was like from like he said he was like a producer, right? He was a producer,
who is
film director. And he's from LA, and it was just like it was so hilarious because like in all the places on the planet that I ran into a film producer from LA, it was this little fucking cafe in Sweden. And like as soon as I got out of there. I told my buddy, I was like, I don't fucking like I was talking like that's all weird.
Funny.
I've met like a bunch of people from LA, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, I'm not friends with any of them. I think people from LA are weird. I said
yeah, same.
People who are from LA that really buy into LA. I think they're weird. Just like people who are from the Bay and really buy into the Bay. I think they're weird.
Yeah. I mean, the people I know that I'm really close with from LA, they're super chill. Like I can feel Bay vibes with them, but it's like, oh, you're chill. Like you're not like too stuck up. You're not like too Hollywood. You're chill. Like we can like have that kind of conversation. They don't get me started in LA on LA. We can talk about this a whole. I mean, we can talk about this now because LA is the Lakers are playing the Warriors, Bay versus SoCal versus NorCal. We can go about this for hours. I mean, like,
Let's go.
yeah, let's go. Yay! I was saying, there's people who, but there's like what Red Pill said. There's women who are too Bay, like they're just too hyphy, a little bit too much, right?
It's too hyphy. It's kind of like it's not like you're. It's not like it's too hyphy. It's like you don't have your own personality. Like your personality is the Bay Area. Like you don't have a single original thought. Like you're just
I see what you're
Bay
saying.
Area. Like I can smell, and maybe it's okay. I grew up. Just disclaimer: I'm from the 209. I grew up in the Valley, right?
That's even worse.
The Manteca, Lathrop, Stockton. Like, I'm from the Valley. Right, we're built a little bit different.
Yeah, y'all built different.
Fluoride, you know, we're a little strange.
Y'all a little strange.
But even to this day, like I see people who are just like go so hard for the Bay Area. I'm like, I've been to a lot of different places in the Bay Area, and honestly, it's just covered in homeless people shit. Like you can't sit here and tell. I'm not trying to tell people. I'm sitting here like, really? You got Elon Musk and a couple shopping malls. Like, what? Seriously? Like, you guys fucking fuck that up. So,
209, what it do?
209, what it do?
Kim said, what it do?
Baby.
Shout out to 209, the 916. What's the other one? 801. Is that what's Fresno's area code? I forgot. No one cares about it. No one cares about Fresno. You're right.
But back to the original topic.
No one cares. No one cares about that part of the California.
Oh, it's getting on me about getting off topic. Y'all over here talking about area codes like you throw up
mean,
gang signs.
I mean, it's proper.
I'll tell you right now. I mean,
they go dime player 559.
You know, the benefit of the doubt and the honest chance. But if the first thing she starts talking about is where she's from, you get a really good idea what her values are.
Oh yeah.
Damn. What about? I mean, look, Kim's from Stockton, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's got good values. Like, if you hear a girl say she's from Stockton, you just like, oh,
man. This was probably back in when I was like 21, I think maybe 20. I went on this date and I asked this girl where she was from. We were at a party though, but so it wasn't really a date. She pulls out her red bandana and throws it over her shoulder and says, "That's where I'm from." I was like, that doesn't really tell me anything, but keep that vibe. I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah, she rocking a red bandana. She gonna mug your shit.
Yeah, man. I was like, yeah, we not doing this.
He said, "You from Stockton? Oh, you can make it anywhere." That's what we said. Kevin Samuel said recently he doesn't take a dating app seriously if women and men are trying to date seriously and meet their spouse. Yeah, I mean, I just talking to a girl about this recently on a dating app. I was like, honestly, these apps are fine. These are cool, but I'm not in expectation to find my spouse with this app. Like, there's so many ways you can find your spouses. You can find your partner, but like, this is just another way. I'm not expecting to find that. Like, it makes sense. Like, I agree. Like that. I told the girls that I'm not looking for anything like this. Just so you know, I'm not looking for this. Like, it's just like we just get to know each other.
Trying to change your mind?
No one's gonna change my mind. I've done too many different things with dating apps. I've done a lot of things. Now I'm like, I don't care anymore.
Honestly, like I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. When I started the dating apps, I thought I came into that mindset to try to find a wife because two of my closest friends found their fiance and wife on there.
Yeah,
that's like getting hit by a comet, dude. I'm just playing. I'm talking shit. It's such a rare thing. Like, just in our time, it's such a rarity. It's sex. It's so rare.
I didn't know that when I was walking in. I was like, all right, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. And I was like, no, never mind. Just kidding.
Yeah, our generation.
I would say try this. So it's a little bit harder right now with like COVID and everything. Download the app Eventbrite. Download the app Meetup. Start going to these events and start going to these meetups for things that you like and finding people there.
Exactly. There you go. That part right there, you said going places you like, not going to places to meet for someone, right? Going to a place that you enjoy certain things, and then you'll eventually find someone who likes the same shit you do. Let's say if you go to like a freaking concert, you don't freaking like the artist, but you go for the women. It's the worst experience ever. Like you go to a Travis Scott, like I'm not saying, hey, no Travis Scott, but if you like, oh man, all the bad females go to like Trey Songz concerts. Like no, no, you don't like Trey Songz, don't go. But that is the part right there.
Honestly, the concert I went to that had the most baddest women was a ASAP Rocky concert.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like,
I was like, the Fashion Killers thing was in the air, like.
But here's one more
Straight
thing
up.
too, and this is actually what Kim said this earlier. And I feel like I was gonna break it down, and then I get distracted talking about area codes and stuff.
talk about hair codes of females and
Who you
Stockton.
meet her through matters. Look, I haven't heard this anywhere else. Only in America do men walk up to women who are strangers that they don't know and try and date them, try and make them interested to date them. Everywhere else that I have met people from, where I've talked to, you only date people who are mutuals, right?
Mm.
Met someone through someone. And in other parts of the world, they have arranged marriages, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's nothing wrong with going to one of your buddies or going to one of your girls, one of your friends, and being like, hey, I think you know me well enough. This is what I'm looking for. If you know anybody at your job who makes you going on a date with you, you might be looking for the same thing. There's no shame in that, right? Because if it's really one of your good friends, they're not going to set you up with somebody crazy. Like if you came to me, if you text me after this and was like, hey, Repco, like, I'm kind of looking for somebody. I've been single for a minute and I would like to be introduced to somebody. I think you know me well enough to know what I like, here are my preferences. Can you help me out? I'm not going to set you up with someone I know is bona fide crazy.
Why not? That's the fun part about
Yo.
it.
Y'all like, oh yeah, she meets you around the corner, she's gonna love you forever, but she also gonna stab you in your sleep.
She crazy. That's
Like-
fine. Maybe he likes crazy. I don't know. It's hard for me to do the hookup thing, man. I don't know, man. Like
I had
friends
a
hook-
homegirl hook
'cause
me
you
up
can
with
fuck
her
it up.
friend.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
pause. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Pause, Denise. What did you say, Dante? What did you say?
I had to pause too. That's why I stopped. I was like, wait, what?
Listen, okay.
You know where this
How
is going.
How I see, right? You
You know where
can
this is going.
you could
You know where this is going, Dante. What'd you say?
let me talk. All right. How I see it, okay, when you try to get someone to, hey, like you got a friend of a friend and meet their friends, you can fuck it up so bad to where it fucks up your friend's reputation and everybody else's you know what I mean? It can backfire. Like, cause then cause I've done it before where, oh, you should hook up with so and so. And it just, now the person who's trying to hook me up is the third person now. They're in the middle of everything. Like they are the peanut butter between the jelly between the two breads. Like they're like there stick together and they want to wonder what the fuck you're doing. Right. And then they get so involved with your relationship and how you, because your friend or family member may not know how you go about relationships. Because it's happened before. My brothers do all the time, man. And it failed miserably because like they didn't really know really what I wanted. And they try to hook me up with someone and they think like, you know what I mean? I don't know, man.
That's communication. That's just, so let's say let's say I went to Donish and I was like, yo, look, Donish, man, dating after 30 looks like a fucking scam. It just looks like a scam. Dating after 30 looks like locking yourself in an Iron Maiden. Like, I don't want to do that, right? Like, I'm not trying to put myself on the rack and have myself stretched like until I die. It looks awful. Do you have someone who is looking to date seriously, and could you introduce me to this person? That's all he has to do is just introduce me to this person. He goes to the person and say, hey, I got my buddy Red Pill. Look, he a little bit goofy, but he's reliable. He dresses really, really nice. He's not always available, but he's an honest guy with integrity. I think you guys make good,
Yeah. I mean,
would you willing to go to lunch and I introduce you to him? If you like it, you like step out and let you guys talk, whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. And when you talk to anybody, well, how'd you meet? And you talk to your parents, well, how'd you meet so-and-so? Well, we had a mutual friend. That's so common. Oh, how'd you meet your husband? Oh, we had a mutual friend in high school. Or, oh, we had a mutual coworker. Like, it's so crazy how common that is.
yeah.
And we're not even leveraging our network to find somebody. one, don't ask someone who doesn't know you, or at least don't tell them and like leave them unprepared, right? So if I was like, you know, if Dante finally
Probably never.
decided it was
Yeah, go
fell
ahead.
down, you find somebody for me, I'd be like, okay, man, what do you really want, and what are your three non-negotiables?
You
I
already
would
know.
then take that information,
Everyone knows.
and I would go to a chick, and I'd be like, look, you've been single for a minute, but I know you're a solid woman. I know what you want to do. I got a guy for you. I think it would be nice.
I'm a little weird about that because I take my time, so I'm not readable. That's the problem. Kim says like, I'm messy. It's not really messy. It's just, it becomes to a point where it gets very frustrating when the person who's hooking you up gets involved, right? Hey,
there
like,
has to be boundaries. With that.
Right.
There has to be boundaries.
Right, and they
I
get
wouldn't
up on
get
your
involved.
business, and they're like, "Oh, well, how come you didn't?"
It's not my business. I might text you later. So how did it go? But it's none of my business, and you shouldn't be telling me. I'm asking you a bunch of questions.
Kim.
Like Dante, you're cool. You know it. You're cool. If I ask you a bunch of questions, you'd be like, it was all right. Yeah, you know, I might see her again later. Oh, you know how it is. Or you just wouldn't reply because you suck at replying. Like it was, you know, like it wouldn't be.
Kim said, "You know what Kim said? I
What
got some
happened?
bad bitches."
Wait, what happened?
Kim, thank
Kim,
you, Kim.
Kim, we know you.
Remind
Got,
me of Kim
you don't.
later.
Yeah, whatever. It never ends
like,
well. Like it just. I feel like it's never been successful. Just in my experience, is like when friends getting like trying to hook up with friends. Oh, you should talk to so and so. Maybe I should. And it just gets the whole. I don't know. It just doesn't. It don't really sit well with me. That's actually one of my rules in my dating. That's like top 50 out of all my rules I put in my first season. That's one of them. Is friends should never play Cupid.
I mean, they could, but there got to be boundaries, and they got to mind their own business at a certain point too.
I think it'd be different if okay. I can see where you get that from. Now that I think about it and I pontificate a little bit, I can see where you get that from. I don't think I would introduce two of my friends. I was really close to both of them.
Okay, that's fair.
I think if it was one, like let's say it was like Dante or Danish, right? Or D-Nice, and you guys came to me and I introduced you to a coworker who we are strictly coworkers, colleagues. I don't really know her all that well. I just know I've overheard that she's looking for somebody. Like my pops, right? He had like basically he was having some casual conversations with some of his coworkers, and he said, "Hey, there's a girl at my job who's open to blind dates. You know, she just kind of wants to get out there. She's been cooped up for a long time in COVID, and she doesn't want to do dating apps. And she trusts us to find somebody. Would you go on a blind date with her?" He asked me, right? Yeah. He didn't really know her all that well, but he knew me really, really well. And what she did at his job didn't affect his work process. So that made sense. I ended up not doing it. It just never like came into fruition. But that's what I mean. So like if it was, you know, like if it was, let's say D-Nice, and then I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, well here's my sister. Because I wouldn't want to, not because she's my sister, because whatever she wants to do, but it's because I know you too well, and then I know her too well. Right?
Yeah. That would. I don't know how that would work out.
So, a quick story from
D-Nice.
When I was like back in a teenager. I was dating this chick, and this dude that I was really close with. He was like we were like best friends at that time, and he tried to play Hide the Rainbow Road with my ex's sister, and it came back on me because then she was getting mad at me saying, "Why are you lying for your boy?" And I'm just like, "Now you fucking up my relationship, man. Come on now."
So what happened? After he was trying to hit on your girlfriend's sister?
Yeah, he started talking to my girlfriend's sister, and then went on a date with another chick.
Oh.
And so her sister found out about it, and then started hitting him up. And then she told him, "I'm going to go to your boy and ask him what you've been doing." And I was just like, "Oh boy." And
well,
then
that's
so
when you, as a man, tell her, "My boy does what my boy does. Don't come to me asking questions about him. I'm not involved in such a relationship. It has nothing to do with me." That's you said.
I was young at that time. Didn't know all that, you know.
So
yeah.
What is she gonna do? Is she gonna like, you know, take the fucking
Well, she turned my ex against me at that time. That's why we broke up, because of that situation. So it's just like, all right,
that's
yeah, I'm
one
not
of
doing
those
this.
two which are like, I don't got shit to do with that. I don't know nothing about that. You keep asking me questions and walk out of this house.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
Yeah,
But
I was
it's
like
you know,
19 when this
consent,
shit happened.
you do got to be careful who you ask him to, introduce you to. Like me, I'm very open about the fact that I don't have a lot of friends who are women. I mean, like 4 or 5 friends of women. Everyone else is just acquaintances or they're mutual friends or somebody else, right? I grew up with a lot of friends that were girls, and I grew up like majority of my friends being girls. And then probably when I was like about 14, 15, like I started going to the gym and playing sports and stuff like that. I'm just happy with all my friends, mostly for the fact being guys. Right? I can communicate better with guys. I have a couple of guy friends who are a little extra sensitive, but I just talk to them a little bit differently than I would like some of my
And
guy
Shirley,
Thank you, Panay. Thank you, Panay Hadi for the biddies. I just want to say that.
But
Thank
yeah,
you for
like,
the biddies, Panay.
You gotta be careful who you
Panay Hadi. Anyways,
get introduced to.
what's going on? I just appreciate someone for giving me biddies on Twitch. What's up? You here, huh?
Yeah.
You made it,
Sorry.
huh?
Sorry if you hear crying in the background. It's my dog.
Yeah, I know. It's like a child. We get it.
He's-
You have a child.
cutest thing ever.
You have a
I'm
child.
officially a
We
single
all
mom.
know.
Yeah, I'm a single mom now. Hey guys, how's it going? Hi, Y-Date.
Who's that? Oh, hosting. Someone hosting. Appreciate the host.
It's going good. It's going good.
Panay. Sorry.
I was just trying not to laugh back. You said
I thought Dante was going to say something. My bad.
No, I'm just talking shit. Just talking shit. Don't mind me.
To himself, and everybody's in there quiet.
Yeah, I'm
we
just
just
talking
finished
shit.
talking about like there's nothing wrong with setting your friend up with someone else, and that only in America do we put so much pressure on walking up to a stranger and get them to fall in love with us, and nowhere else in the world will do that. They just friends of a friends or your family picks someone for you.
That's true. Yeah, that's
And
absolutely.
so, it's just like, yeah, like there ain't nothing weird about it. But then your boy Dante was like, nah, that's weird. I'm not gonna do that. That's da-da-da-da, friendship like Cupid. And I was like, well, I wouldn't introduce 2 of my really close friends together. I would introduce maybe one close friend with someone who's kind of like a distant acquaintance. Right? Like I wouldn't introduce you. Actually came to me and you're like, "Hey, give me eligible bachelor friends." I wouldn't introduce you to any one of my top 5 best friends. That's just too close.
It is too
It
close.
bad, it would be rough. But if I was like, "Oh, I have a coworker who's really, really hard worker," I do know that he came out of a relationship a couple months ago, but he was really good to his lady. He has a good track record. Yeah, I'll ask him if he wants to grab drinks with us, then we'll go. And if it works out well, I'll just kind of slide out and leave early.
I will say though, one thing with that is, at least in brown culture, if you're gonna get set up, you've got to like meet the criteria of like 6 figures or have your own house or like if it's arranged, it's like the whole like
There's an aspect to it.
Kim says hi,
wet
by the way.
family,
Shirley.
all
She
that,
fucking walked away.
What their lineage is. Yeah. Well, we don't have any caste systems here, so it's a little bit different. Just keeping it real with you, dog. Like, we don't have caste systems anymore. It's different here.
yeah.
So, you're allowed to marry somebody in a different tax bracket. Not
Yeah,
any
tax
family
bracket.
line.
I mean, that's the only way, really. That's why people do it. Thanks for the biddies, Panay Hadi. Yeah, so yeah, man. I mean, I actually want to talk about this red pill.
Yo, all y'all froze. Is it just me or is it?
I
No,
don't know.
did I stop moving or what?
I'm moving.
Yeah, everyone stopped moving for me.
Are you
we were
moving now?
moving. I'm moving.
No,
I'm here. Are we
it's
all here?
weird. I can't
No.
tell if Aunt Shirley froze too, because
No, she left.
Hey, man,
Frank.
I know, right? Right? She gonna walk away doing the man. Anyways,
Bro, I'm sorry. I'm back. I'm back.
Yes.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it,
Yeah,
man.
I don't see her either. I think it's just my
I'm
connection.
sick of it. I'm sick.
Oh,
All right. Anyways, Kim asked a question. What is brown culture?
it's like Indian
It's
Pakistani.
a serious question. She wanted to know. D nice.
It is Pakistani, Indian, what else? Persian, like the whole kind of Middle East area, and
Yeah.
South Asian.
Oh, he had his South Asian on there, man. That's a little different vibe right there, man.
South Asians call themselves South Asians.
Yeah, South Asian. That's a little different.
I know India is like considered like South Asian, but I think your culture is so far different. Or do you mean like Indonesia?
He said so far different. Pretty big difference.
That's what I said. But so far different, far as in like gap space. Anyways, but
Dante over here trying to light the fuse.
What was the thing you wanted to talk about?
Talking shit. I'm always talking shit. You know this already. What's up, Mrs. Ordinary? All right, so you were asking about simple ways to break down dating, right?
How to make it simpler.
Make it simpler.
Yeah.
How do we make it simpler? Because you said you were onto something. You piqued my interest.
I was onto something out earlier, and I got crazy. Oh, that's when I got derailed by D Nice. That's what
My bad.
D Nice.
D Nice, come on, man.
Don't hate me, my bad.
So I was like, I think the very first thing I was like, what am I gonna start implementing? Because I'm not on dating apps, right? I'm not on dating apps, but it's like I'm still open to dating. I'm still looking. I'm trying different avenues because I just don't think dating apps are really stacked in men's favor. And the data completely shows that dating apps are not stacked in men's favor. It's a reality. It is something we have to traverse. There are plenty of controllables in there, but that's just not really where I want to be right now in terms of dating. I think I want something that's a bit more, honestly, it takes a bit more effort from me and a bit more investment from the other person, right? Like we're both kind of having to do a little bit more than swipe, like, match, meme, GIF, whatever, right? The number one thing was not waiting 30 days to add someone on socials.
Interesting.
Waiting to add someone on social media. I feel like when you add someone on social media, they feel compelled to enact the facade that they present themselves as. We all present ourselves differently. There's nothing wrong with that. It's your page, post what you want. But we've all done it where you've gotten someone's number off a dating app. You talk to them on the phone. And then when you add them on Instagram the following day, their Instagram feed is completely arbitrary to how they were on the phone. But now that you're added for whatever reason, they're watching all your stories, they're seeing all your posts, you're sending memes, and it fizzles out so fast. So fast. You could feel the conversations dwindling out as the days go by. And I'm starting to think it's too much exposure too soon. They get to see too much of you too soon. There was a podcast. I can't remember if Ann Shirley or Kylie sent it to me.
Not my podcast. Go ahead, man.
I'm not gonna name drop it, but basically it talked about like a hesitator, romanticizer, or there was like a
hesitator, yeah.
Right. But they had a nugget of wisdom in there where it says like people are always going for this spark and this innate passion, but the reality is it's the slow burn that lasts the longest. It's people who have known someone for 5, 6, 7 years. They spend a whole year casually dating, and then they dated seriously after that, right?
Yeah.
And then they last forever. I think when you add someone on social media, it adds level of complexity because now they're really trying to figure out who you are, and now they're really trying to figure out like the mind games start. There's no mind games to play. Like there's so few less you can play when you're not on social media with that person. Like in the beginning. You met them on the app, you got their phone number, you wait like 2 days respectively to unmatch them on the app, right? And now you have their number. And you can text them or you can call them. And if you're a guy, you're gonna call her because you're confident and you're brave and you have an agenda, right? Always have an agenda. So you call her, she answers, you guys talk on the phone, like 30 minutes, it's great, you set up a date. The day before the date, you text her, just to confirm, she confirms, you guys go on the date and it's a fantastic time. And you just repeat that process. And for 30 days, that is the only contact with her. Occasional phone call, a confirmation text, and a really amazing date.
I love that. Mm-hmm.
Look at you spit some knowledge out here, man.
Look,
come on, man. It's just Wednesday.
But it's like you can't, like it takes out so many elements that could fuck things up. Oh, she doesn't like that you post this. Oh, she saw that snippet White Date posted you about going off on pornography. Now she thinks you're a fucking weirdo. Like
everyone thinks I'm weirdo.
She saw the argument you had with Lee Lin, and now she thinks you're a dick. Like she saw all that.
That's true. That's a good point. Like we make up the narratives based off of what we see on social media about a person.
And
What he
then think
said?
about it. Let's say
Who he said? Yeah, I'm trying to chill, man. The fuck, Markel? We trying to chill. He said my social media is all mysterious. I like assumptions. It just shows how stupid people are. I mean,
okay, but here's the thing. You like assumptions. It shows how stupid people are. Well, that girl who was interested in you is now no longer interested in you because she judged 100% off social media before she got to know you. That guy who was interested in you saw your page and said, you know what? She was out with her friends a little too much. No, you don't. You just took photos from 1 weekend of partying and spread them out 6 weeks. But now he thinks you're going out every single fucking week, and that's not who he wants to be with.
damn, that's a secret. How'd you let the secret know, man? That's what I do, man. Damn. Shit,
Rick
man.
taught me that one. You know,
I'm supposed to put
she
that
went-
out there,
she
man.
went overseas one time, and I was always posting photos.
He
like,
posts
so
every
low.
day,
Like, Drake put me
different
onto that.
places.
Like,
Take a picture, wearing the
about
same
that.
thing.
Think about that, right? And it's like, so let's say you take that out. You take out that mystery, right? Second thing, set a dollar amount on your dates. Set a financial budget on the dates. And this is going to help with like attachment if somebody gets attached really fast. Set a dollar amount budget. In California, for a first date, you probably don't want to go over like $50. If you're somewhere from like the Midwest, your number might be like 25, right? $50. And that $50 is parking. It's everything, not including gas money, right? It's parking, it's food, it's the coffee, the walk afterwards. If you guys go to an arcade and you play a game, like all of that in combined. So really think about that, right? So maybe you don't go to this fancy lunch, you're gonna go somewhere else. Maybe you go to this cute little cafe, get a bagel sandwich, $6 each. And then now you go to this place you're gonna go to.
He said, "Guess
And
what?
then,
I'm
like,
with girl now. I'm
what's that?
girl. Then guess what? Girl I'm with now ain't from social or dating app."
It can be done, folks. You can still find somebody not using the apps.
Kim says, "Hui is not that mysterious. Stop, babe." LMFAO.
Right.
LMAO.
It's pretty hilarious too. Like it was my fifth ever Tinder match. My fifth ever Tinder match ended up being a girlfriend for over 2 years.
Damn. You made it, bro.
That was like 2018, maybe in 2017.
Oh, that's before everyone started losing their shit.
So I have
Wow,
not
so-
had that. Lightning has not struck twice.
That's before
So-
the whole world went upside
Like,
down.
I was a little bit, I was like a little like overly optimistic when I got back into it. I was like, I was fucking great the first time. My first ever Tinder match I hooked up with. My third ever Tinder match, we had a cool date. My fifth ever Tinder match became my girlfriend. I was like, oh, this shit works. Lies. I just got lucky. Like,
You did get lucky. I said,
because
"Oh, this
I can
shit's
say
spitting.
definitively
This
my game has
motherfucker's
gotten better
spitting."
over time. I think I've increased my perceived value over time, but it's like my success
You
rate
just got lucky, bro. You just got fucking lucky. All the
Yeah.
motherfuckers that's been on that app, bro, ain't nobody get the 5-year plan.
But so now I'm curious, what are some, aside from waiting to add socials, right? Waiting to add socials.
I mean, I usually add it right
What
away
are
because
other ways you guys can simplify the process? Just make it just across the board easier.
I mean, I'm pretty straightforward, man. I'm pretty transparent. I have my social media because like I got my podcast. They know I do a podcast. You know what I mean? Like they're very aware of what I do on a day-to-day basis. I'm not like that private about it unless it's like my real private life. But like my social media and shit is like pretty public though. You can find me so easily. The fact that they can find you and they don't say nothing. I had a girl found me, and she didn't say nothing for a longest time, but she's been watching my stuff. I'm like, oh, what the
They're
hell?
all going to. They're all gonna ghost follow.
Yeah,
You.
you know what I mean? And they're
Ask for their attraction.
And they're gonna wonder
watching you and
why.
you feel like there's some kind of voyeur.
Yeah,
Like like they're not supposed to. They're ghost following you and you're public.
yeah. It's just like,
She
well, why
finds
you
me,
just add me?
she asked me that. That's when I'm gonna add her.
Right? So they're not gonna question it. You're not gonna ask. You're just gonna go with the flow. I don't like that. Like feel like this communication needs to be a lot better. That like, hey, like listen, like this is why I don't have people follow me on social media. This is why like, or if you do vice versa, like if you want someone to follow you on social media, like, hey, like you can follow me, it's cool, it's whatever. You're like, I don't just give them
conversation.
Yeah, just
Like,
have that
if
conversation.
you ask me for my Instagram, I would just say, oh, I don't really go on it that much, but here it is. And then just don't react.
And you're on it like
if
every
she-
day.
if
I'm
she
in the
asks you,
club,
don't add her
motherfucker.
back.
I'm in the
Don't add
club.
her back. Don't
We
watch
out
her
here.
stuff. Don't send her anything. You know? Or communication to say, you know what? I'm public. If you want to find me, you can go ahead and find me.
Yeah,
I just kind of feel like when you add socials too early with people, like they just get the wrong idea about you. It's a little bit more difficult for them to take time to get to know you. Like, I don't want someone to just know me instantaneously.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the truth. Like, think about people where you didn't have a lot of access to them, but every time you did, they were 100% present. Like, really enjoyed and look forward to seeing them again. Well, now it's kind of like you're just, we're chasing that puppy dog face so much. Oh, I got the number, now I called them, now it's super exciting, now I'm adding them on social media, it's knocking on connections, and it's this vicious cycle. And now, after like 3 months, you got 60 fucking followers who you never even met. And you don't know them, you don't even like what they post.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying social media is the issue, because we can go deep into that. But what I'm saying is, I think if we just wait, maybe that would have a positive effect. Maybe her finding out what you like and what you're into through conversation, specifically phone calls and dates.
Yeah, I mean, it's really how you hold value on your social media. If you hold it if you're like a social media influencer, like you're just like, oh,
it's different for you, where you're like, okay, you have a podcast. That's a major selling point. You created something from scratch. It has viewership, right? That's like status. That's like proving that people want to listen to what you have going on.
People do. Y'all want to listen to this?
But if you're a guy who just posts car pics and suit pics, like, she knows I wear suits, probably how she met me.
Have my sunglasses in the car all day
Oh yeah.
So okay, so you didn't really answer the question about the whole simple thing, man. Simplicity. Like, what are your 5 simple things you can tell somebody besides the social media? You just kind of went in with the social media for people to understand, like, the most simple way. Like, that seemed too complicated. You just explain it a simple way. Like, give us like maybe a top like 10 words in simplicity.
All right, so let me say like other ways we could simplify. Because I actually thought about this a little bit when I should have been studying for my exam, right? So, other ways we could simplify it. So, of course, number one, I would say just don't add them on social media just yet. Allow that mystery to be there. Allow that distance to be there. Allow that fantasy to start to build, right? Second one is the budget. Don't ball out in the beginning, because you don't have to, right? You don't have to. Number 3, I always tell my guy friends, it's not about the girls you want. It's about the girls you don't want. Women are inherently good for you because they're women. That's a myth that men now I feel like understand, but for a long time we didn't. Just because she is a woman does not mean she is this inherently pure, virtuous being. Women can be just as evil as men at times. They can be nasty, they can be dishonest, they can be users, they can be rude, right? Like, they're not perfect just because they're feminine. And so you have to know how to vet women. You have to know what to watch out for, right?
Well, it's lust though, half the time. Sorry to interrupt, but it's like lust most of the time, and lust over women over.
Exactly. There's nothing,
something that's like biologically.
That's a natural emotion. Yeah. You need to learn how to control that, right? Like, you need to learn how to really manage that. Well, that's the topic for another day.
Yeah, we will.
So number 3 is knowing what you don't want. Having 3 super strict non-negotiables, and like I said, they are non-negotiables. These are things you do not bend on, even if that means you might miss out on a good thing. And Shirley, actually, she knows the person who talks like that. So she knows there was a time where I had a non-negotiable and I let a girl go and I really liked her. And she actually, her and our other friend Kylie, they met her and they really liked her. But I had to let her go because a non-negotiable is what? Non-negotiable. So
what was a non-negotiable? Curious.
It was no sex workers.
What was
I don't date sex workers. I don't date someone who's previously done sex work. It doesn't align with my personal values. I'm not saying anything about them as a person. They benefit from not dating me, just like I benefit from not dating them. Right? That's just one of my big no's.
Single mom's a big one for me too, so I get it. We all
right. So,
yeah. Okay.
Non-negotiables. You gotta have your non-negotiables.
Gotta have them.
If you have more than 3, unless like you decided they can be condensed. More than 3, you're borderlining on picky. More than 5, you're doing way too much. Right? There can only be 3 things. Mine are simple. It was like no sex work, right? Previous or past. No serious criminal offenses. Ever. No serious criminal. I'm very big on that. No serious criminal offenses, because that's going to affect our ability to get loans, and it's going to affect our financial future. Petty theft at 17, I don't care. Felony assault, I care. Right? I care. And then no cheaters. No cheaters. I believe once you cheat, it is like eating the apple in the garden. Like it is rest of your life.
Damn. Real?
I said what I said. No cheaters. I believe they have a chance at redemption. I believe that they can learn from their mistakes. I believe they can grow and be better. Just not with me.
What the fuck is we talking about? He said, "Will you still be friends with me if I was on an OnlyFans? Would you be friends with me if I had OnlyFans?"
Yeah.
He said, "Come on, man. Markel's serious offense. GameStop market manipulations." But she's the one.
Hold on. If she give me some insider knowledge, we making bank.
Wait, Dante, I got a question for you, man.
I'll
Uh
stick with the shit. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Dante, what you got against moms, man? I haven't had a bad experience dating a mom before.
I had a whole episode about this on Mother's Day, bro. Come on, man.
Oh.
All right, y'all got to tune into season 4, man. Nah, I'm just kidding. Okay.
You did it
One
on
thing.
Mother's Day? What?
One thing, like I don't knock moms. I don't knock moms. I think women who do this job, they handle it like a fucking champ. It's not the problem. The problem with me is like, did my shit just go out? What the hell, man? Anyways, yeah, you see my shit. So one thing is like non-negotiable for me is that if I'm going 100% with someone, I cannot tell this person to go 100% for me because their 100% is their child. And their priority is their child. It's always going to be their child. No problem with that. Nothing you can do, right? You know what I mean? That's something you can't really do about. Oh, shit, my battery went out. Oh, shit, son. Hold on. I got an extra
Hey,
battery.
on top of that, Lakers won. Lakers won,
Fuck
by the
you.
way.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, Red Pill.
What was the score, Markel?
100, 103.
Fuck you.
Oh,
Red Pill.
come the on,
God
man.
fucking damn it.
Oh.
Anyways, hold on. Let me get my shit back on.
Moment of silence.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Fuck Lakers.
Okay, but so moving forward, right? So, yeah, have your non-negotiables because you got to be able to walk away from a first date and be like, yeah, I'm not doing it. You know?
Well, a non-negotiable for me now is probably you got to be able to like handle some type of ailment. I've been down the rejection road already, and I ain't doing that again.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you could say that's the non-negotiable for you, but I think that's kind of not up to you in a way, you know? Like, yeah, you want someone who's going to be able for that, but like, I think the person who's not going to be down with that is going to let you know before you make a decision.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
guess
and totally.
that's
She's
how it is.
don't expect a second or third date from me.
Right. Well, I wouldn't say expect a second or date from them either.
Yeah, I know. I totally. Yeah.
But yeah, so knowing your non-negotiables makes dating simplifies dating because you just know where to not look or what to not entertain. Avoiding social media too early in the beginning, I think, just gives a bit of a healthier distance in the beginning.
All right.
Saving a budget, put certain constraints where you're just not going to go out and do certain things and kind of lose yourself in a date. Number 4.
Back to what I was talking about. What I talking about? Okay. Sorry. I'm back, guys. I'm back.
I still can't see y'all on my screen. It's all black over here.
Is it still black? That's fine.
For me,
That's
yeah.
racist.
it's
You don't
still
gotta look
black.
at me. Oh.
Is it because me and Shirley and Dante are on? Is that why it's all black? No?
No,
that
I
what
think
you
my
mean?
computer is lagging or
Guys?
something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on, dog. All right, go
Yeah,
with your
cover you,
fifth one.
bro.
Go with your fifth one. Go with your fifth one, Red Pill. My bad.
I don't have a
interrupt
fifth
you.
one. Someone else chime in.
No,
Hey, Dante,
kinda
you're
know.
gonna explain something to me when I ask you a question, man.
Okay, I'm gonna answer the question. Sorry.
Fix that later.
All right.
Let's finish this tangent. Okay, so budgets, non-negotiables, waiting on social media.
Just pay attention to how you feel around them, not what you can get out of them.
I want to get everything from them. Everything.
Ooh,
No, I'm
that
just
again.
kidding.
Say that
Just
last part
kidding.
again. That was super
I know.
loud. I like it.
Damn it, Trilly. Now I
That-
gotta put that into my fucking highlight episode now. Thanks. I was gonna put
attention
red
to
pills
how
thing,
you
but now I
feel
gotta change it
around
Let's
now.
go, coach.
Not what you can get out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like that goes more towards women than it does.
Sorry.
Like I feel like that advice goes more to a woman than it does to a man. I feel like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, because
Exactly.
I think we live in an age right now where a lot of women look to men to kind of like gain something, or just like it's just really about, it's not about the experience anymore. It's really about what does he check off these certain boxes, et cetera, et cetera. And I think we can get really confused with like who we're supposed to be with if we're just looking at like these qualifications and we're not paying attention to the feeling, the experience of this person. So for me, when it comes to dating, that's what I'm always paying attention to. How do I feel when I walk away from this person? Do I feel empowered? Yeah. So for women out there, if you want to simplify dating, don't get confused with what he has or what he doesn't have. Pay attention to how you feel around him.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
Let's
All
go,
right.
coach.
Okay.
Let's go, coach.
What do you mean? What do you mean, coach? Well, what do you mean, coach?
It's a saying I say.
What do you
That's
mean?
my
What do you
saying,
mean,
man.
coach? D Nice.
When I get hype, I say, let's go, coach.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey, man, leave my
Anyways.
phrases alone,
Oh
Dante.
my
Damn.
God.
I'm just here. Anyways, to answer your guys' question about moms, okay. Just answer it, right? Just to fully talk about it. That part to me is trying to understand. Like, I'm selfish. I'm willing to give someone 100%. I know I'm not going to get that back. I have to be accepting of it, right? Because if not, her kid's first priority, baby daddy might be second priority, and you might be third. So you're like kind of in the background. Like you're there, you're important, but your importance is not as important as that's something I just can't do. That's non-negotiable for me. That's all.
Can I ask something?
What? Huh?
Wait, take the bass out of your voice for a second.
Oh,
I just want to ask you a question.
I'm listening. Oh. I went the other way. Exactly how. I hear you. I'm just trying to fix this.
Oh
It's like,
my gosh.
I hear you. Keep going.
So you said that the priority is going to be 100% on the child and you're selfish, right? Have you not experienced someone who would prioritize you? Like, okay, let me ask you something. Would you look at the mother differently if she prioritized you before her children?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I don't want them. I don't want them to. I don't want them to prioritize me over their kid. That doesn't make no goddamn sense to me. That's a problem to me. I can't do that.
see, but that's why he just subtracts himself from the entire equation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just taking myself out of
He's
that
not gonna win
situation.
for losing with him, so he might as well just go. You know what I mean? So,
That's how I see it. I mean, I don't know.
I think I've attempted to date single moms as a single parent. I've attempted to date single moms, and it didn't work out for me because I was on her child's schedule. It's like I'm on my schedule. Any girl I date, for the most part, we're gonna talk, but she's gonna kind of absorb my schedule in a way. That's most likely what's gonna happen. I'm not absorbing your baby schedule.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
If
something
it
you
was
have,
our baby, my schedule would have to change a little.
yeah,
That's-
it's for your kid, right? It
That's
makes sense.
not my child. And then also too, we can get the whole legality aspects of it too. Where like you could be like held responsible for like child support and stuff like that, even if the dad's willing to pay. Like if you're around her and she moves in with her kid and they live with you for like 2 years and then you guys break up, she can claim common law marriage. Now you're paying alimony. Now you're paying child support. You never married her and you're not the father of that kid. I mean, there's so many ways for men that can go wrong. And so I stay away from it completely.
That's not negotiable for me. Like that.
And I'm a single parent, and it's like, I've tried it. And I was like, I think my custody situation gives me a bit more leeway, right? And then also it's like my child is on my schedule.
Exactly.
Women that I'm dating, for the most part, are also on my schedule. So it's easier for me to balance that. I can say, okay, well, no, because I really want to spend some time in the pool with my son today. I don't want to go on a date today. I don't want to talk on the phone right now. I want to Skype with anybody.
Oh.
Right? Or it might be like, well, no, we hung out all day yesterday. He's done his studying. Right now he's kicking it with Nana and Papa. I'm gonna go out and do something. You know?
Shout out to black dads out there, man. Big shout out.
Women don't do that too much, because they're motherly and they feel guilty for leaving their kid. So, but you don't look pleased with that answer at all, Shirley.
Good. I don't want to feel like shit. I don't want to feel like I'm targeted.
Your dissatisfaction is very apparent.
Okay. Well, okay. So because everything that you're.
Don't get us all beat up, Dante.
You know what?
Yeah.
Don't get us all beat up because you want to be slick, Dante. I'm not trying to get mad.
I ain't saying nothing. I'm chilling. Go ahead.
I can speak now.
Yeah, go ahead. You could speak in the man cave, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Well, I hear what you're, I'm dissatisfied. Yes, I'm displeased with this because I'm just thinking like, so what do y'all expect single moms to do then? Like, they're out here also looking for companionship, but we're writing them off because they're not going to center you in the relationship. You could just as much deal with that with someone who doesn't have a kid, right? She might have her own business. She might be she might be a model. She might have
fine.
her own career.
See, here's the difference between business and the actual human being, though. They're two different things, right? Like it's a focus thing. That's fine. But a child it's totally different. You are handling like what Red Pill just said. You're handling another situation where even though you're not really fully involved, you are fully involved in another human being's life, right?
Yeah,
I've it comes down to that.
I was on their schedule for their pet. So
yeah,
it's just
I'm a single mom. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm a single.
No, you're fine. Go for it. I was just saying that.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You have a dog, but it's yeah, sure. Yes, you do.
You leave a dog in a kennel. You can't throw a baby in a kennel.
But at this age now,
you can't just leave a baby in a cage and leave, and you become a lifetime special. Like you can't just do that. I'm
just reflecting on the last date I went on, right? And I had my dog, and he's at an age where when we're separated, he freaks the fuck out. Like he loses his shit. And so I'm like thinking about my dog, and I'm not present with my person because I'm thinking about my dog, and I'm all anxious, and we even cut the date fucking short because I wanted to get back to my dog. And I'm like, holy shit, how much more difficult would this be if it was an actual human child?
Yeah, it would be very difficult.
To
be honest. No, I'm gonna be honest. It'd be very difficult for someone who doesn't have a child to understand that. You can't expect a man to understand exactly what you're doing as far as a parent, right? I don't know if that makes sense. People expect us to we're some fucking goons and we're assholes. No, we're just fucking being honest. This is not my child. Someone who's I'm actually holding responsible for as a man, and it's not even. And what if the baby daddy's not around? It's even more stuff. It's even more. You're putting more crammed in shit on a person who didn't sign up to have a child. What if the person didn't want to have a kid, right? So we're not writing it off. It's just I feel like it's just not something I want to invest fully in, right? Someone else could. There's men out there who do it. There's a lot of men out there who do it.
I haven't had a bad experience with a mother before.
It's just to me, me to understand that you're forcing me to understand that situation. That's the problem. That's the issue.
But as a man, right? You have your own priorities too that you would arguably put the relationship to aside so you can handle your own business, and you would expect that your partner would respect that, right?
Is this the same? But you're putting business and you're putting a child as the same thing. And that's the thing that you Red Pill, you can even speak to me. You're a parent. Are they the same thing?
No,
they aren't the same thing. I don't know why you guys are putting that.
I was gonna say earlier was if I was dating a woman who didn't have any kids, she had her own business, and she owned her own fashion line, right? And if she worked on that business 18 hours a day, 5 days a week, it probably wouldn't work out to me. I just wouldn't. And then on her days off, She wanted to see her family. She had to get the laundry out. She had to do a bunch of stuff, right? Like, I wouldn't really date her that much more either.
Right, because the issue is the ability to invest time into the relationship respectively.
Right,
Like,
but she would get
that's
probably
the issue.
try a little bit harder with her because I'm not going to be held legally liable for her business if she doesn't show up, right? I'm going to be held legally liable if I'm dating this woman and we break up. I can be held legally liable for that kid who's not my kid. And on top of that, she could hire employees. She could hire a temp. Like, there are other, as her business expands, she can, hire herself out, like, or to consulting. Things can happen.
You can't do the same for
A mom
kids.
might get a babysitter, but she may not want to. And also, too, it's not just the mom. It's the baby dad. What if he's no good? Like, let's say I was like a complete piece of shit baby dad, and every single woman every single man my son's mother dated, she is like, oh, so and so did this, so and so's beating up my kid, or so and so's driving around my house doing donuts in our front yard. Like, he's just this real thug piece of shit dude. Like, and now I'm forever connected to the baby daddy. And let's say he's a great baby daddy, right? Maybe I just want to share a kid with another man.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to.
There's so many more variables. It's
That
not
makes
even
perfect
just the
sense.
attention.
Yeah, I just
Like,
say a
just-
business is like
that
something
makes
that you
sense.
really own. Like you have the choice to will that something or not. A business can't really get too clingy with someone else. I don't think so, right? A job or a child can be very attached to someone. That could be a big factor. So you have to take that into consideration too. I'm just saying. This is from my experience. I'm not knocking like a lot of my friends who are dating who dated single moms are married to those single moms and they have kids now. I give respect to. It's just certain things I just couldn't. It's non-negotiable for me.
It's your
That-
preference.
Yeah, I mean that's just my preference. Like you can call me a goon or an asshole. It's just I've been through it and it's something I just can't fully do. That's all.
Okay.
I think
But it's
it's actually
entitled.
not a non-negotiable for me. It's not in my top. It's not even in my top 5.
Yeah.
I just don't currently do it because I don't know how I would make it work. But I wouldn't be opposed to it in the future if my situation was different and she was somebody who could really balance all of that. Like, I'm not gonna say don't.
Yeah. My mom told
It's
me
just,
straight up. She said, my mom said the funniest thing. She said, "Don't ever date a single mom." She
Whoa.
told me straight up,
Jeez.
"Don't do it." She's dated my dad during a time when he had a daughter, so she was in the middle of that shit. So she feels like no, it don't really work out that well. It don't. That's just me. I just find out. I don't know how we got talked about. We talked about other things. I guess it's balance, but balancing child and the relationship, I guess we can count. But yeah, go on. Actually, I know you had something I'd say. You had that look where you just really like displeased. You can go ahead and speak your mind. Don't be scared. You can speak whatever you want. We're not trying to chop you
Well-
down. We like to hear your thoughts. Sorry
Well-
to interrupt.
Oh, it's fine. I don't want it to come off like what you're saying does not have value. It does. I just think it's in any relationship you're going to negotiate like the rules of engagement, period. And communication is key. So if you ever feel like I mean, I don't know, if you meet a single mom and she's everything that you ever want and she's like she checks everything off the list and she's a single mom and you pass her up, okay, that's you, right? But I honestly think all relationships work if you communicate effectively, period. And you're always constantly negotiating. So like that single mom that you like, okay, think about one day you're gonna have a wife, one day you're gonna have children, one day your wife is gonna prioritize your children over you. You're still gonna have to deal with that struggle. I think it's important to communicate.
Children he made.
Yeah, but it's your own kid though.
I mean, but
That's
still,
a little
like,
different.
there's still fathers who like feel like, wait, what's the switch up? Like we have our relationship and now you're prioritizing a child.
That's just being selfish. Like I'm not that selfish. If it's my kid, that's a whole different thing. We
But
made a
I don't know,
partnership.
remember when my son was first born, after a little while, it was very apparent, 'cause again, obviously I'm not still with my son's mom. It didn't really work out much longer after my son was born. And I was very involved when he was first born, he slept in my lap and I
Yeah.
fed him bottles like that. I was very busy. I was
Yeah.
always busy with him as it's just very fresh off the womb. You know, like
Yeah.
I wasn't one of those where I waited till he was older to play with him. I was busy.
If the man doesn't
She was obviously at times using my son as like a buffer to like not be involved with me, especially after 4 or
Right.
5 months after the pregnancy. And like, yeah, that was a big issue.
Right.
But also, me and her had a very toxic relationship, right? And also, that was my child. I made that child, right? I remember I was dating a single mom, and I'm literally sitting on the phone like this. Oh no, honey, come on, it's time for bed. No, fuck you. Come on, I'm gonna play. Fuck you. You don't say that. Like, and I'm sitting here just like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
But yeah,
Or you go out to the first dinner. Oh, imagine that. You go out to the first dinner with the baby mama, and that's when you find out her kid is a fucking baby kid. So, like, he's throwing fries.
I mean,
like,
to me,
put the bird and
yeah, I mean,
like,
but yeah, I
If
mean,
it's
like
your
exactly, like
you can
both.
snatch your kid up and take her to the bathroom. If it's not your kid, you have to sit here and watch her struggle because you haven't put the time in yet to spend someone else's kid.
Oh man.
I mean, yeah, exactly, because it goes to like if the man is tripping about the mom being the mother to your child, you think that she's prioritizing it. Y'all both should be prioritizing your life around that child together. Like it should never be that shouldn't be an issue, right? Like that's something you guys created together. If that's an issue, then that's something that they have something mentally that they missed out on because they decided to have a child together. They decided to be parents. This is what the prioritizing comes to. Your world doesn't revolve around you anymore; it revolves around a child, right? I mean, that's what I believe in. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. That's when you're fully in. Like this is it. Like my world does not matter right at this point. My child does, or my children. I mean, that's how I feel.
I like that. Yeah.
I mean, like if that's a problem that someone's just like, oh, you've been prioritizing them over me, like that's just kind of like, if you now someone who doesn't have a child and you don't have a child with that person, you're adopting another child. That's a whole different scenario. Like us men, we're very like ownership. We like this is our child, this is our blood. Like we hold that so high accountable, right? As men, we're like, yeah, this is my son.
This is our progeny. This is our lineage.
Like Lion King, you're like this. Like you know what I mean? It's just like my son,
Yeah.
right?
He's sitting there shaking himself, like just like
my son,
yeah,
right?
he's over here
My daughter, right? It's just like it speaks so many volumes to us men. We're just like, fuck yeah, this is my child.
But I will add this part though. And this is what I was talking about earlier. I don't know if it's made it to the live about. Remember we made that joke about never taking your foot off the gas.
Oh yeah.
You might slow down a little bit. Like when your kids are first born, to spend time with the newborns. Then also, splitting responsibilities with your wife. As it's also why I like dating women who are. Another reason why I like dating women from the cultures that I date women from is because I know the grandparents are heavily involved. I think it's very important to have that support network as a parent. It's very important to have grandparents who are heavily involved in taking care of the children. Because if she wants to go back to work, I want her to have that option. If she wants to start a hobby, I want her to have that option. If she wants to start getting back in shape and lose the baby weight, I want her to have that option and not just push a stroller up and down the street. I want her to be able to go and do these things. Therefore, it's important we have grandparents. But your job's not done like as soon as your child is born. It's not one of those, okay, I've reached this much in my life. I'm in my mid-30s and I had a kid. I'm a coast. I'm sorry. You still need to go to the top. You still need to conquer space. You still need to conquer whatever you can conquer with a little bit of lifetime you have left. Like your kids need to see you as a king, need to see you as a conqueror, need to see you as a conquistador. Like you need to go out and create things and make things. Because now it's not just about your kids. Now you have to make something for your kids' kids. So you're going to make certain sacrifices, definitely, but you don't put your entire life on hold, even once you have a kid, because you have to make sure your lineage in perpetuity is taken care of. That your legacy lives on forever, that you achieve immortality through your children. So I would say I would argue with that there, because you don't just drop everything, sacrifice everything, and now it's all about your kids. You still have to conquer for your namesake, for your your lineage to pass that down to your
I
kids'
agree.
kids.
Job doesn't stop. That's true. I agree with that one. Like, I'm gonna say like completely just give up your whole life, but you have to understand like now you have a child in life. You have a child born that's in this world. I mean, you have to figure it out. It's like, I mean, yeah, surely you now you have an own a dog. Now you're like, oh shit, like I gotta make sure everything's cool.
Yeah.
Like this is, you know what I mean? Like, is this something like you're just like you're attached?
On top
like,
of that too, now you're all like, yo, I need to get like a fat house so my dog can have a
right,
fat yard.
right.
Yo, I gotta start
So-
saving this bank so I can get
Yeah.
badass
Exactly.
trainers.
Like,
Yo, I'm trying to put my dog in some little doggy Oakleys, so I gotta make sure I'm, I'm doing some.
it may hit
So it's
differently.
not just about taking care of your dog anymore.
Yeah.
You still have to take care of you to the next level, so now your dog can have things,
Yeah.
and your dog's
Exactly.
dogs can have things.
Exactly.
It may, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, it may hit differently even if you date a guy who owns dogs. It may hit a little different.
What do
Right.
you mean?
Like, let's say if you're dating someone who has dogs, right? Like, he holds a whole high world to it, and you expected to hold the same world to it, and the dog is like freaking barking at you and like not really
Oh, yeah.
lovingly. You're just like, this
Yeah.
little shit, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So you have
exactly.
it holds different value, I think.
You're
Especially,
right.
you know, if
Mhm.
it's something that you've currently own, you're like, this is, I invest into this dog. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but it's like plants, you know? We talk about plants all day.
Plants are. Oh my god. Plants are. Plants
Oh,
are chill as
jeez.
fuck.
All right.
I
I don't
love
get too.
plants.
I don't get too sidetracked. Okay, we're gonna
Okay,
get too.
fine. My bad, bro.
We can talk about that probably next episode, like we always do. We had no idea what we're talking about in this episode. But I appreciate y'all for coming on for the most part. But yeah, anything you guys want to add on before we end it? I don't think we're doing post episode. My battery's dying. Here it is.
Well, the only thing I will say is know what you're willing to tolerate, because everyone out here is toxic to some degree.
Damn.
So you yourself need to understand what your boundaries are and what you're willing
I have
to
a single
tolerate.
toxic trait. I don't know what you're talking
yeah,
Right.
we ain't toxic out here, man. What
Okay.
you mean?
Okay, toxic, not toxic.
We ain't
about. I don't have
toxic
a
out here.
single toxic trait. I don't know what
I
you're talking
think
about. Not one.
that's
We ain't toxic out here, man. What you mean? Huh?
We're virtuous kings and pharaohs out here.
anyone else have closing thoughts?
I-
Are we gonna
yeah.
end on that? Like
Maybe.
ah!
Oh man, what do you guys say?
I'm good on mine.
Well, I don't know, man. We got to do these more often. I enjoy these chats. I know. It's. Did she put us on mute?
Yeah.
How dare you put us on mute? We see everything. I see it. How dare you? No, I'm just kidding. But no, like I said, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on, man. I appreciate people who are tuning into the live streams on all the platforms that I'm on. I'll try to edit this and put this on, TikTok. TikTok. Shout out to Y Date. Oh, you can't see it. Didn't work out. Anyways, what do you guys say, Don? D Nice. I'm calling you D Nice now.
None, man. I'm good on my end.
Sure.
I actually still can't see y'all, man. So I'm having some struggles tonight.
He's blind. He can't see nothing, but he sees a passion behind
man.
our words.
Yeah, I do.
All that matters.
What about you, Red Pill and Shirley? I appreciate you coming on, and Shirley. You came on and bring that feminine energy. We kind of needed it for sure. We were going ham. We were just talking shit. So I'm glad you checked us on it. We needed it. We did. We needed it. We're a little toxic. Very toxic.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
Shit, I'm toxic. I'll admit it.
I'm not toxic. Only no toxicity over
toxic.
here. Nope. No toxicity.
I'm pretty toxic. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. NGL. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty
Oh.
toxic. But yeah, next episode, next Wednesday, right? You guys will be on.
Yep.
I'm
You think
there.
so? Maybe.
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 I'm there.
We'll see.
Wow.
I'm just.
All right, y'all. Take it easy.
All right, y'all. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Okay.
Tune in to next week, guys. Next Wednesday, we're gonna crack this back off. Yeah, those are on my Twitch. Appreciate you guys. Damn, they all left. I mean, they just left.
Yeah, I know.
They just left out of here. Damn. All right, well, I guess that's it.
All right, later.
Later. Oh man, it's fucked up. Hello, friends. This is Dante from the YD Podcast. Thank you for tuning in onto our episode. And just wanted to give you guys some updates. I know I usually do this at the end of my episodes. I'm doing a little update. So we do still have a Patreon website. I've been putting exclusive content on there. I haven't put any dating coaches or advice or anything like that yet. I'm still working on that. If you still want to donate to the Patreon, it's still on there on the YD Podcast website. But for right now, all I'm doing right now is Venmo. I'll put the link onto this episode on the YouTube episode. Hope you guys, like I said, like the episode. But I'm putting everything on there. Currently, I am still working on advice dating because I want to have a community where we're having someone giving advice, having some experts on there that's helping people through dating. So I know we typically talk about a lot of funny stuff on our episodes, but I also want to provide some kind of service to everyone who's listening. So let's get their money's worth for something. It's $5. It's definitely not going to raise the price because I haven't done much with my Patreon. But I still have a Venmo on there. It's going to be on there. But I will put the link down here. You can kind of see it. And just so you guys know, I appreciate you guys joining in and tuning into our episode thus far, listening to all our stuff. But yeah, that is it for you guys. I will post more things on my Patreon. Like I said, I'll still put the exclusive content, the post episode on there, the audio form. I can't really put the video on there, but some strange reason Patreon do it. It's too big of a file. But that's what I want to have on there, guys. And that is it. That's all I have to say. But please subscribe too, as well, on the YouTube channel if you guys haven't done so already. But that is it, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in and enjoy the rest of your day.